So now we're going to dive into the different type of campaigns that are available to you, right? When you click on the video option, right? So the different type of video campaigns that we have are, sales, leads, website traffic, product and brand consideration, brand awareness and reach, and then app promotion, right? And then you've got your just generalized campaign that you can create. Okay. The main thing that you're going to want to do is like these sales campaigns. These are literally going to be more for companies that have products, right? Drive sales online, in-app purchase, in-app, by phone, or in store. So if your goal from the top of funnel when you're talking about video, when you click on these, right, and we do video, we just have a couple different options, right? These are things that you're going to drive conversions with. These are campaigns that you literally either are trying to get a form fill, either a contact, either through call or email, or either selling a product or service, right? There's some sort of engagement that at the end of the day, they're taking an action to purchase an item from you or a service. So that's where they're going to be more of a mid and bottom funnel type of strategy, even with regardless of what campaign you're searching for, whether search, display, or shopping, or for, more in video, since this module is all about video. These are going to be more, mid and bottom funnel things, and then also some lifetime value and upsell type of strategies. These are not going to be really strong drivers of massive amounts of volumes of traffic. I mean, they are to an extent, but the reality of it is they're better suited for having some sort of goal at the end of the kind of rainbow, basically, where they can tag it to, right? Because it's going to do a lot of its optimization and adjustments within the audience data, how fast it shows them, where it shows them, based off of that conversion data. So it's something that there needs to be some sort of action at the end of the cycle that they can tie that data back to. Right? Leads is going to be the exact same thing, right? You can do any type of things, but you're going to do drive conversions. These are going to work more for like real estate agencies, rental service businesses, things that they're needing prospects to actually reach out, via phone or form fills. Again, where you can tie something back, tie those actions back to, an ultimate goal at the end of the cycle. Our website clicks. It's to get the right people to visit your website, right? This is more for products, social, dating apps, toy stores, like where they have massive amounts of products, right? These are going to be more for, actions where you're getting that exposure, but you still do have some tieable action behind them, right? It's not going to be just a branding consideration where you're just looking for something and not really sure, right? These are going to be more for more focused campaigns where the person knows, they're trying to buy a baby stroller, and we're going to start doing videos for baby strollers, and we're going to show them and try and get them to our website where we have a shit ton of baby strollers, right? It may not be where we're specifically targeting the high-end baby universe stroller, right? That's going to be more for these sales and leads campaigns where it's got a specific product or action. The website visits, it might be better for like Terminex, right? Terminex would be a really good example of being able to use website traffic, because you're not sure if you're doing pest control, are we doing scorpion, are we spraying for bugs, are we dealing with rodents? Like there's a whole bunch of different variables that they're not quite sure yet on where to focus that method. And so it's about getting people to the site, and that conversion can just be, interacting with the site, filling out a form, submitting making a phone call to inquire about services, right? But it still is very much conversion action point driven, right? Get more conversions with video ads designed to encourage valuable interactions with your business. So these are not stuff where they're just worried about actually interacting with the, just the video and watching it or viewing it, right? They're going to assign actions such as clicking on the call to action overlay banner, clicking the postcard within it, right? Those are the type of things that it's looking for more to happen, where it's going to force traffic off of the videos and not force more re-engagement or more watching of videos, right? The ultimate goal at these is to get somebody moved from YouTube to your website and to discover more products. And then based off of that information that we gather once they're on the site, then we can go back and use these sales and leads campaigns to retarget with a more specific message that's more defined as far as the ultimate action and return once it's completed on the site, right? The next ones are going to be these brand and product considerations, right? These are literally just more for, branding initiatives and product considerations, more for people that actually have a physical, tangible product or something, a service that they can tie it back to. Again, you're going to see the different types of campaigns as it opens up here, where we've got influence, consideration, ad sequence, and shopping. So it's just a little bit wider breadth of ad options where you can get the consumer a little bit more engaged. And it's not always just about, getting them to the site or getting them to take an action. It's more about getting them exposure and getting awareness of what is out there and what the potential is. Again, these are the one thing that I like more about these is you're still going to be able to do CPA or CPC bidding or CPV bidding, sorry. Cost per view bidding is going to be more of a performance-based bidding as opposed to when we move to these brand awareness campaigns, right? And you go down to these, a lot of these are going to be impression-based, even these non-skippable in-stream ads, right? If we click on those and we go down to the bidding model, right, that's in it, you don't have any options of completing anything else, right? So that's the unfortunate part about those particular ads is they're not as performance-based as, say, product and brand consideration, right? These are going to be more for something you can tie a value to at the end of the cycle, right? It's not just about, hey, did I get exposure? Did somebody see my ad? Did somebody, just watch my video? These are actually still going to result in an action being taken after watching the video, right? That's why the shopping capability is the influence consideration. These ad sequence, again, if you have a bunch of in-stream ads, they're great, but there's the majority of what we've talked about throughout this service, and even what my ad agency specializes in, right, is what we specialize in is lead gen and e-com. So, and the reason why I do that is because it gives me, at the end of the day, if somebody sells a product, this is what you sold it for, this is what it cost to sell it, this is what your ROI was, right? It's pretty easy to align. These ad sequence campaigns, they would be definitely much more for, like, if I have a concert series, right, and I'm trying to just sell tickets and I want exposure, or I have a new album that's out and I want to just do kind of a video release of 4 or 5 of my my singles, right? That would be something more for the ad sequence. There's not as much conversion or goal setting behind them. It's just more about getting them through the sequences, right? And we'll talk about that more in the next lessons as we dive more into those. But the brand and awareness, like I said, the biggest kind of drawback to these is you're going to get a crazy amount of exposure, but it's all based off of impression based. So it's not as engagement or performance based. So ideally, I'm going to stick to one of these 4 ideas, depending on where they are. If they're in the middle to bottom funnel, definitely leads and sales. Mid to top funnel is going to be website traffic and brand consideration, where this is, just kind of awareness out there. I don't really recommend those a whole lot. Unless we're just not we're either getting crazy, CTRs and really good exposure on here, then I might do the brand awareness bait by, getting more impressions. By de facto, I'm going to get more clicks and more traffic. Then that would be one of those strategies there. But the app promotion is all about apps, right? Its goals, once you see is Android or iOS, right, is do an app, right? Your goal at the end of that particular, what it's going to optimize for is either downloading of your app or increasing in-app purchases, okay? And then we have the create your campaign from anywhere. You do video, gives you the custom video campaign, which you can basically set up what your own is. Like, it just doesn't have any smart learning or AI behind it that's going to take conversion data or user engagement data or any of that valuable data and really utilize it until you've already created it, right? There's some things with custom video ads versus, it's going to, when the lead ads and the sales ads, they're going to look at that user behavior. What did they do before? What have they been searching? That it takes that into the relevance. These custom video ads, it's really just going to take the targeting into effect, and that can be good. 9 times out of 10, though, you're really just going to want to kind of go back to these because, again, where you're going to start out with either your company or your agency is probably going to be within either e-com or lead gen, right? Stuff that you can mark back tangible, right? Social is something that if you're taking this course, right, that's kind of the next step in building out your agency, right? Figuring out how to do social advertising and get people to pay you just for likes and views. not my game of tea. I like to be able to, because at the end of the day, when I try and go upsell these people, when I'm like, hey, listen, we sold this many products, this was your return, so I need you to bunch your budget here. I'm able to track back that in a very, very easily understandable, ROI driven conversation. It's not like, hey, we got you so many more likes and we got you so many more views on your videos and you got so much more traffic here. And if the user looks at me and says, yeah, but if it didn't return in any revenue, then we just pretty much wasted their money in my eyes, okay? And that's one conversation I never want to have. The ad sequence campaigns, again, they're more driven based off of the audience and the previous interaction of the video above it. So this stuff really doesn't take into a whole lot of account, right? These ad sequence campaigns they're in here, but they're not in there. So that kind of gives you a rundown of the different types of campaigns you can set up, right? Sales, leads, website traffic, brand consideration, brand awareness, reach, app promotion, and then you can do the free form one. Again, these are they're the overall back end kind of AI that is driven behind them is going to push that traffic or push more of that type of traffic that is either searching for sales, leads, buy products, just getting exposure. The brand and awareness and reach is going to target a lot of people that are just kind of browsing and, window shopping type of things. So keep that in mind whenever you revert back to what we set in that first couple lessons about your goal and what are you really trying to accomplish? Are we trying to sell more products? Are we trying to get more exposure? Utilize that at every single step, because that goal that you've set for your company or for your client in your new agency, that is what you should drive and derive, I should say, every single movement forward, right? Whether or not you're building a search campaign, you're spreading into YouTube or display, or going into shopping, like that ultimate goal and what that customer tells you or what you've determined is going to be your route. Like, are we going to sell more of these products? Am I going to, increase my leads in my legal practice? Am I going to, have more Terminex sales? Right? That ultimate goal and what you're trying to accomplish and that solution, that pain point you're trying to solve by doing Google Ads is what you should always consider no matter what type of campaign you're basically creating, because it's also going to relate to what stage in that purchase flow and sales funnel they're in, whether or not they're at the top, middle, or bottom, or we're back trying to re-engage. That's always going to be, predicate on what that goal is, right? So whatever type of campaign should always reference back to that goal. And if you continue that process and make sure that stays tight with the messaging, your objectives, and all that, staying true to that original goal that you set out before you started that, then you're going to continue to be able to scale effectively. You're going to continue to lower your cost, increase your conversions, and we're going to put a lot more money back in your pocket. So let's dive into more in these campaigns, and we'll start diving into these objectives and the different types of ads we can use in order to really make our customers engaged and build that loyalty and that following that is really able to be accomplished on YouTube content and making stuff viral. So we'll see you in the next video.